For home insurance basics, you've got your main core coverages from the dwelling, other structures, personal property, medical payments, loss of use. Those are like the main coverages, but for the purposes of this conversation, I'll focus on like the main three that I really look at, which is coverage A, which is the dwelling. Then you've got personal property, which is coverage C. And then you've got personal liability. So those are the three that I really want to pay attention to. So coverage A, which is going to be the maximum amount that the insurance carrier is going to pay out if you were to have like a total loss. That dwelling coverage is going to rebuild your house to the same like, kind, and quality that it currently is, assuming that it's insured to the proper value. Same thing with personal property. If your house burns down to the ground, they're going to say, okay, what got lost here? And your insurance carrier is going to use that coverage C limit to reimburse you for any personal property that's lost up to a maximum of that number that's assigned to coverage C on your policy. And then you've got personal liability. It normally comes in at $100,000, $300,000, sometimes you can go up to $500,000 in personal liability coverage on a policy. That's going to pay for negligence, for medical bills, someone gets hurt, even you damaging someone else's property, whether it's at your residence or off residence. That's going to pay for lawyers' fees and settlements if someone were to get hurt or you were to damage someone else's property. Those are the three coverages that I really look at. So if you're going to break down a home insurance policy, you want to look at the dwelling coverage, personal property, and personal liability. Those are the three biggest coverages, at least in my eyes, to really pay attention to and make sure that you're insured up to the proper amount. If you don't, that number assigned to that coverage is the maximum amount that the home insurance carrier is going to pay out if there is a covered loss. And if you are not insured up to the proper amount, you're going to be responsible for anything above and beyond that if you were ever liable or you had like a property loss. Making sure that you have the correct property limits is really important. That's why you should be working with a broker or an agent where you can discuss this and say, hey, here's what I'm worried about. I have more personal property. Is my dwelling insured to the proper amount? And I really want to increase my liability limits. Working with a broker and making sure that you're insured to the proper amount is going to be really important. Those are the basics of a home insurance policy.